Now today we got a really odd story about a kid in a subscriber of mine's class that literally thought he was a fucking dreamsexual. So the story starts when the subscriber was 13, and now he was friends with this guy. He was a bit weird, but he really didn't think too much about like what he was going to do next. Like he just thought, oh, you know, it's just Arnold being Arnold. I guess I'll call him Arnold. Arnold is just being weird as hell. Now Arnold, as far as the drip department, things were kind of normal. Like he would just rock normal clothes. To be honest, he probably smelt a bit, I don't know. But he was one of those kids that had like one of those big ass backpacks. Now this took place about a year ago, and at the time it was Halloween, so he was able to wear whatever the hell he wanted to school that day. Some kids wore costumes, some kids didn't, but the kids who did, they were aware of the fact that it was a costume. But this kid, I guess not. Nobody really knew what was up with him in this moment, but to class on this very day, he wore a green jumper with a painted white smile on it, and he had that huge ass backpack, of course. So everybody knew, oh, there's Arnold. Of course it's Arnold. Okay, they were in math class, so it says, he stood up during the math lesson and yelled, "I'm dreamsexual!" And the subscriber, he was so confused. He was like, what the fuck is a dreamsexual? Now obviously people start laughing. Everybody's like, yo, Arnold, what the fuck are you doing? But at the same time, they were just laughing their asses off, and they were like, you know what? I'd rather watch some deranged dude say he's dreamsexual than listen to math class. This is at least entertaining to watch. Then he thought it was a good idea to say some shit like, I'm Dream, and if you disobey me, I will kill you with my sword. He's like, fuck, alright, this dude's the school threat. We got a code red, and then this dude just starts pulling a fucking Minecraft sword from his backpack. And that's probably why he has such a big bag. Bro was like strapped at all times. And everybody started laughing again, and the teacher was trying to take control of the whole situation. Now he sat pretty close to this Arnold kid. So what he did was he turned to one of his other friends and started hitting her with the sword. And the teacher rushes over and she's like, Arnold, stop it. And as, you know, she's trying to get him to stop, this kid just starts fucking beating on this girl with his Minecraft sword. And then she starts crying and the teacher takes him out of the room. The subscriber didn't see him for a week, and he came back like a week later probably. But the night before, he sent a message. Now, what was this message, you may ask? Well, the subscriber got a notification on his Snapchat, and it had a link to a quiz, and it said, "Are you dreamsexual?" ? And on the quiz, he found a shit ton of odd questions. He didn't do it, obviously. He just said no. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, he literally just replied to him no. And this is what he said. Meet me near the woods by the school at 4 p.m. tomorrow, or else. And, dude, never meet the fucking weird kid in the woods. You don't know what's gonna happen. So, unfortunately, the subscriber told his mom, I'm gonna be a bit late because I'm hanging out with a friend. I mean, at the same time, you know, he kind of knew in the back of his mind, okay, something sketchy's gonna go down, but he really wasn't that scared because, Jesus, it was only fucking Arnold. And on this very day, Arnold made his return to school. Now, when the subscriber walked into class, like, he was really pissed off about something. Maybe he just didn't do well on a test or something. So he was just ready to go home, play games, and just hang out with his dog. I messaged him and said, you know what? I can't make it, Arnold. Sorry. And you know what? That's good on you for flaking, because I would not go to the woods with a fucking weird kid. And Arnold, he was like, no, you're coming. I don't care what happened. You're coming. And he just sighed. He was like, fine, whatever, Arnold. I'll be there soon. So when he gets there, he sits down on a log next to him, and he just said, are you dreamsexual? The subscriber just shouted at him, no, stop fucking asking me that. Then he asked him, oh, do you like Dream? And now the subscriber never really watched Dream before, so that's what he explained to him, which was true. Then Arnold, he was not having any of that. Arnold was like, no, you're lying. And he was like, no, I'm not lying. It's true. And Arnold was like, wait, how is that possible? How have you not seen Dream? Then Arnold reaches into his big ass backpack, and the subscriber starts backing away. And then this kid literally pulls out his fucking diamond sword again. Like, this kid literally thinks this is like some sort of lethal weapon or something. And then he starts hitting the subscriber with this fucking diamond sword. And he was saying he was going to make Dream happy. Now, he was in walking distance of the school, so he just ran home and told his mom. She called the school basically saying, yeah, this weird kid Arnold was messing with my son, and never saw Arnold again. Okay, so the next story begins in the subscriber's school, of course, and we're gonna call the kid, I don't know, Shrek, because he was kind of built like him. So Shrek, he seemed like a normal kid. but sometimes he was quite an ass. He was also a Dream stan who loved singing Mask in class. Now, the subscriber only knew Mask, but he also sang like a bunch of other Dream SMP songs. Now, Drake? What the fuck? Okay, Shrek claimed to be Dreamsexual. Now, he had no idea what the hell that meant. Alright, he was just like, you know what, Shrek? Personally, I think that's weird as fuck, but you do you. I don't know. That's kind of how he saw it, and he's just like, I'm just not gonna fucking associate with this kid. So today, he was at lunch, like literally the day he sent this, and he yelled at the N-word at lunch, and everybody looked at him and just fucking, it just looked like they all saw a ghost. And now, he was quite proud of his actions. There was no remorse in that whatsoever. Like, this dude just blurted out the fucking N-word for no reason. I fucking hated when kids would do that in school. Like, bro, you're not funny. Like, just shut the fuck up. So yeah, Shrek was also one of those edgelord kids that was basically just a meme at the school, and everybody would just clown on him. Now, Shrek screamed this word, okay? Like, I guess this kid was aiming to break the fucking glass windows. Like, I don't know what's up with him, but it could have shattered glass. That's how loud it was. So, obviously, teachers heard it. Later that day, on the speaker, it blurted the words, Shrek, come to the main office now. And they said now, like they were not playing around. So obviously everybody was like, damn, the teacher's got smoke with Shrek. Ooh, this ain't looking good for him. So everybody just stared at him as he walked to the office. Apparently, after they made him go to the office, somebody who basically was like, oh, can you bring Shrek's bags to the office? So they already knew something bad happened. So Shrek got suspended for a day, I think, which was what he said. Now, that wasn't Shrek's only incident of being this way. He was also really just racist in general. He wasn't just like saying the N-word because, N-word funny. Like, I don't know, bro. Some of these kids are fucking whack nowadays. But anyways, he was really racist, like genuinely. And he would just make fun of him because he comes from a Spanish-English household. So basically, he friended him on Discord, and they did like a video call. Now, I don't know how the fuck he ended up in a call with Shrek. Maybe it was just like, oh, a bunch of people from school were there, and he ended up being with Shrek. Then Shrek turned on his camera. You could see his greasy ass with this fucking Dream SMP merchandise in the room, okay? Like, it was a lot of Dream stuff. Now, he was traumatized. So then the subscriber turns on his webcam. Now, his room was, like, really messy, and then Shrek started to, like, make fun of him because he had a messy room. He was making those typical edgelord comments, like, to telling the subscriber to, like, off himself. Like, what do people think they're accomplishing just by making comments like that? Wow, great. You told someone to end their life. Like, how do you feel? Like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? Like, I don't even know. But anyways... But he was just like, you know what? At least I'm not a Dream stan. And my parents actually love me. Now, that is a little bit out of pocket, okay? But still, at the same time, this kid literally just told him to off himself. So obviously, he's got to clap back. So the next day, he showed up to school with something in his bag, and it was poking out. So everybody was obviously like, yo, what is this mysterious object in Shrek's bag? Like, I don't know what this dude is bringing to school, but as the lunch bell rang, everybody got ready for lunch, and he pulled out whatever the hell it was, and he walked into the bathroom. I guess Shrek was like a part of, I don't know, their friend group, and even though the subscriber didn't really like him at all, but anyways, this kid went into the bathroom, and they were all like questioning, like, yo, what is Shrek doing? And they all like just start following him. And as they start following to the bathroom, smoke was coming out of the bathroom stall, like as they walked into the bathroom. And then they were like, yo, Shrek, what are you doing in there? And then he just opens the stall, and then they see this kid who is 11 years old. He has a goddamn vape in his hand. Bro, imagine destroying your lungs at fucking 11 years old. Like, can his lungs even handle that yet? Like, I don't even know if this kid has fully developed lungs yet. And they all said, hey, Shrek, oh, what are you doing? And then he was like, hey, what are you guys doing here? Now, a lot of kids in the friend group didn't even really like Shrek, so they decided, you know what, we're gonna report him to the principal. Probably the right thing to do here. So they snitched on him. Obviously, Shrek was like, no, please don't snitch on me. And obviously, it was not looking good for Shrek. After he got called over to the principal's office, he eventually got expelled because he has had too many other offenses at this school. This dude was like a pubic hair away from graduating, and he got fucking expelled. Damn, that is just tough beans for Shrek, honestly. But maybe that taught him a lesson. I don't know. This next story begins when the subscriber was in 7th 7th grade. Now, for people avoiding to find out who she is, we're just gonna call her Star. So most people in her friend group are sadly blue-haired Zodiac girls who are Dream stans. She's known them all since like 4th grade, so when they were in middle school, they just were basically the only ones she really knew. And that was kind of the crowd she was stuck with. One of her friends, we'll call Joey, I guess. Now, he was dating this dude, I guess we'll call Brad. And now, Brad and Joey, they were both obsessed with the Dream SMP, like head over heels obsessed with it, like to an unhealthy level. But eventually, a lot of drama stirred up, and their 2-week relationship, yeah, I mean, that's basically how long middle school relationships last. Like, you'd be lucky to last even till like high school starts. But basically, their 2-week relationship came crashing down, and Joey was basically calling Brad a manipulative fuck. And Star took it upon herself to ask Brad what the hell happened. And, you know, they seemed pretty happy before all this, but apparently this all came out of nowhere because Brad kept on, I don't know, talking about suicidal thoughts and would talk about his problems. So she felt bad and decided to keep talking to him. Eventually, they became pretty good friends and shared love for South Park, Dream SMP, despite him enjoying it to a creepy amount. Eventually, Star started dating him, and the relationship was going pretty good. She listened to his problems and tried his best to cheer him up. But one pretty creepy thing about him is that he would make her read his creepy-ass Dream X George, orange stuff. Yeah, like, it was fucking weird. And she hated it. She hated every second of it. It's always been pretty much, just against her morals to just, like, fucking shit people, regardless if they're real people, unless it was like a joke or something. And only more problems stem from this. One night, her and Brad were both kind of sad, and they were just both venting to each other. And while he was venting about, like, being bullied for being a Dream stan, she was legit venting about, like, several actions of, more, like, really, really serious things I can't say, like SA, like, and she had, like, a pretty sweet response to, like, his problems. She was trying to comfort him. But this dude just said, like, oh, I'm gonna kill them, like, if that's gonna do anything. Eventually, she lost feelings for him and instead had feelings for the person that is her boyfriend now. Now we'll just call him Pat. Now, Pat was like her best friend. They would play like PC Minecraft together, and the entire time they would just make fun of Brad. They would just say, oh, I'm so sorry I didn't read your Philza X Dream fan fiction. My bad, bro. I didn't know it was that important. But yeah, anyways, this dude Brad was like trying his hardest to get into the Dream SMP. Bro was literally like fighting mobs in Minecraft to like warm up his PvP skills or some shit. Now, at this point, she was just like really bored, and she was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go mine diamonds with Pat. I think that's what I call them. And at this point, she was in a call with him, like on Discord. So her phone was off and she wasn't checking messages. When she finished playing Minecraft, she opened up her phone and to a tsunami of messages from Brad saying like, please respond, and I'm sorry, or do you not love me anymore? So obviously she got really annoyed because that's fucking annoying. But anyway, she tells this kid, oh yeah, I was playing Minecraft with Pat and I had my phone off. And this kid just freaked the fuck out like, oh, do you like him? Why'd the call last 2 hours? Are you gonna leave me for him? Now, she's alright with people getting jealous. She feels like she's a jealous person herself. But from the amount like he was worried that she wasn't gonna be loyal, it just didn't sit right with her at all. So despite their relationship lasting 2 months, and that's pretty long for a middle school relationship, and the entire time, she pretty much just treated him with love. And after just more and more arguing, she just decided, you know what, enough's enough, and she just decided to pull the plug. After the whole things just went downhill for Brad. Like, Brad started faking tics and bipolar disorder, and eventually he just like joined a new friend group. And despite no one really being wrong in this scenario, he kind of just played the victim and treated it like, oh yeah, she was so wrong and she treated me horribly. She didn't respond at all. She ghosted me, but that just didn't happen. Comment craft if you made this far. Thank you to my members. Binge the stories. It really helps the channel. Trust me. And yeah, I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.